I remember even as a kid loving movies, TV shows, and stories. I usually preferred to play with my toys and I would create little stories in my head. It all started because my mom introduced me to the classic black and white film King Kong. Soon after, I got hooked into Godzilla films, and that's how my love of film started. I remember being in awe. I would soon dive down the rabbit hole of movies. I convinced my grandmother to let me watch the horror film A Nightmare on Elm Street. That's right, still one of my favorite films to this day. The biggest factor to fuel my imagination is and will always be my mother. She saw I had a creative spark and always told me I should write. But I was stubborn as a kid. And yes, I would write down a line, but my early years, I did a lot of doodling in my notebooks and maybe a story here and there I wrote down. But what I did the most is I created many toy movie stories. And what I mean by this is I would play all the characters as the toys. I would also do series and movies set in my own created universes, in these toy universe series, so to speak. I remember one was a Ghost Hunters-like show in which monsters had to hunt down and capture other monsters and put them in a ghost-like prison. I think really inspired by Extreme Ghostbusters at the time in the 90s. I remember I'd be waiting for the bus and I would play different characters while waiting. I would picture giant monsters attacking and me as the good guys or the bad guys, and different locations. I had a few different toy series running in my mind at the time. But I remember I wanted to be a scientist in elementary school. But that would soon change, and I say change in around 3rd grade. I had started to become a fan of Whose Line Is It Anyway, and I was starting to enjoy more films, especially the Star Wars movie. During this time, much like the performers on Whose Line Is It Anyway, I wanted to perform, but really didn't know how at the time. My imagination kept on growing. I would say 2001 to 2002 was the first time I did a few toy movies using the VHS camera, and then even attempted to do a short movie. However, most of the time these short movies would turn into chaos. The toy movies that I did were called Cheap Star Wars. I did 3 from 2001 to 2003. It was a comedic Star Wars series, with me playing most of the characters and my brother recording. Idiot Detective was one I tried to do in 2001, and then there was another film that was a dinosaur film I think we did in 2003. In 2004, I did a silly little short called The Island. I played Dr. Moonrow and had more talking toys in this one. Another important thing happened in 2002. I finally started writing down my stories. It was the 6th grade and I started my sci-fi series. I was finally able to keep all of my ideas in my books. By this time, I had a few of the little VHS films and a few of the sci-fi stories. It was still very early in my series, but I loved writing nevertheless. I was soon realizing I wanted to be a filmmaker. My quote in my elementary school yearbook was that I wanted to be a filmmaker. While in middle school from 2002 to 2005, I was part of the media talent or class program, whatever it was called. During this time, though, I was dealing with a lot of bullies and was very nervous. I still deal with the nervousness, but it was definitely worse back then. I had a few VHS cameos in videos recorded by my brother at the time, but I spent a lot of my time creating my sci-fi series. In media class, I forget the exact position I worked, but it was never in front of the camera. I did some type of projector thing in the back, and I also never went to school events. Like I said, nervousness and bullies. Now, once YouTube was created in 2005, I knew I wanted to appear in a video. However, not having a computer and not having a grasp on film yet prevented me from really trying to make any projects. I was writing a lot still, and then finally for Christmas of 2005, me and my brother got a gateway computer. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. In 2006, I reunited with my friend Ram. We had done a few VHS things together back in 2001 and 2002, and we would finally do another video together in the year 2006. It was sort of a sketch-type SNL-type show called Whack TV. This video was made with us and a few friends. However, it was recorded to a CD, and Ram didn't know how to upload it or get it off the CD. I still don't know the status of that, so that video may remain lost forever. At the same time I recorded something with the kids on the block. They used their camera and said, oh, it was uploaded. The fact is, this was a lie to mess with me. Those kids were in actuality bullies to me. I just didn't really realize it. Then myself and Ram were going to do a Halloween video. This is still late 2006. His camera broke and we had to wait. I believe we recorded one scene where I'm walking towards something or he's walking towards something. But still, it was nevertheless uploaded, that one clip. I was yearning to appear in a video on YouTube. That's all I wanted at the time, and it seemed like I just had no luck. Finally, in late July of 2007, after seeing the Simpsons movie together, Ram Shot Run, I acted in it. I had my first line. The video was uploaded a few days later. I was 16 at the time, and then the snowball effect started. Over the next few months, I started to do more and more with Ram's videos. Psycho the Shoe Killer was one of the first concepts I had for YouTube. Me and Ram acted while he directed and edited. It was awesome to see an idea I had come to life. And people loved it. Like they loved Run as well. Then, after that was Pink Dime. I came up with this concept and a character, and Ram did the same for acting, directing, and editing. I kept falling in love with the film and video again. And actually, David Tannenbaum from Pink Dime was the first YouTube character that I actually created, and is still a character that I use to this day. That's over 13 years of that character being used. Then I got to appear in the fun music video by Ram. He used The Roller Coaster of Love by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. We got to act silly, and we got to have a whole lot of fun. It also planted the seeds of music videos in my mind. I got to act in more Ram videos, but also in 2007, I discovered how to make videos without a camera. That's right. In November 2007, I realized I could make image videos or download video game clips or other clips from YouTube and then edit them together. And yeah, this was a spark. My first 7 videos on Warsman 111 included image videos, and then my first time using downloaded footage and filters on Windows Movie Maker. Then, finally, on December 5th, 2007, I uploaded my first YouTube short film, Yeti vs. Alien. This was an attempt at stop motion. Well, it's a nice attempt. The photos were way too big, but I still created this on my own. I now had brought to life concepts like Pink Diamond the Shoe Killer and Yeti vs. Alien. It felt good, but I wanted to do more. I liked working with Ram, but I also did not want to keep waiting. I also did not want to just be a Star Wars video game video maker or simply just using images. I was just biding time, it seemed like that. Well, I would finally get my camera in 2008, but before I did, I was chomping at the bit to do my own ideas. So, I used my VHS camera and had Ram hold it, and he provided voices, and I brought back the toy movies. We did 3 cheap Star Wars movies. Then finally on my birthday in April of 2008, I got my Canon mini DV camera. Oh, I was in love. No more VHS movies. No more waiting to shoot. No more image or Star Wars videos. Well, at least for the time. I was 17, and from April to June, I made short films, talking toy movies, a Star Wars collection video, and music videos. While it take a little longer for me to get the grasp and fully understand filmmaking, I was happy to have started. All I wanted to do was appear in YouTube videos since 2005. Now, here I am. In 2020, I've uploaded over 1,000 videos. These include short films, vlogs, recordings of shows, reviews, and sketches. To take it back to the beginning, my mother is the main reason why I can produce so much. She embraced my imagination and told me to always try what was on my mind. She always loves listening to my film ideas, sci-fi stories, and other ideas I might have. Because of her unconditional love and support, because of that, I've been able to create over 50 books full of sci-fi series, copyright over 8 different series and over 2,000 drawings. I've been able to do stuff with WWE, appear on TV, and in movies. I produced over 60 shows, improv, sketch, solo, variety, etc. It's why I was able to do 3 written shows of mine on stage. It's why I'm always writing feature films, sketches, pilots, TV show pilots. You get the idea. It's why I keep pushing forward no matter what. This is my passion, and she embraces it. Thank you for listening to me today. This was my journey to the first upload. I'm DonovanTPS. Put your pinkies up, and see you later.